Oh, so I want y'all to remember back to a simpler time, a time where things made sense. I'm talking about the 2016 election. I'm talking specifically about January 20th, 2017, at around noon. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the millions upon millions of people um, who attended President Trump's inauguration? The the droves of people who, flooded the streets in order to see their their president drive in his motorcade down to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and assume the mantle of president of the United States. You remember, like, the millions of people, like the 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 millions of of photoshopped individuals who weren't actually there, if you watched a live feed of it at all on, like CNN or C-SPAN, or hell, even Fox News. Do you remember that? Because I remember that. It was it was the first in a long line of pathetic PR stunts. Well, have I gotten some news to you? For you, I don't know. Words don't mean anything anymore. Um, yeah, it happened again. Millions of red hats descended upon Washington, D.C. in droves. Like, millions of people just spread out to celebrate the the total overwhelming victory of dear leader. I mean, President Trump. I'm just kidding. The numbers, the millions of people were photoshopped yet again. It was like, I think official reports from the U.S. Park Services estimate about 11,000, which, I mean, it's still way too many people for COVID and also supporting fascism, but neither here nor there. The point is, we all thought there was going to be this massive armed incursion, a bunch of people, coming out through the woodwork and, descending upon the American people, and it didn't happen. And then the Million MAGA March happened, and 11,000 people at best showed up, and also Donald Trump lost by what a friend of mine referred to as a rout. And yeah, the majority of the red hats have put away their red hats and have lowered their Trump flags and otherwise just started saying all the quiet things quietly again. Yeah. So that happened. Um, it's just a fun little bit of humor to start your Monday off right. Um, yeah. Just remember, Donald Trump lost by a rout. It wasn't a landslide, but it wasn't a small margin either. Donald Trump lost by a rout. The people who supported him, well, they're shutting up now. And the people who, like, super support him, like the fanboys and the fangirls, they, turns out they're not that many. They're going to keep doing what they're going to do. That's it. Donald Trump didn't invent Trumpism. Trumpism is something that's existed for a long time, since the foundation of this country. And they're all about it. They don't support Trump. They support the fact that Trump lets them say all the quiet things out loud. That's it. Trump didn't invent Trumpism. He just, like so many other instances in the history of his career, he took something that was mediocre at best and just downright horrible at worst, and he slapped his name on it and spray painted it gold. That's it. These people, they put stock in a false messiah. And when that messiah turned out to be false, and when their God King bled, they abandoned him. They jumped ship. Because that's what these people do. Don't worry about them. Because the fact of the matter is, there are so many people in this country right now who, for the past 4 years, have arguably been having to look over their shoulder more than they ever have. So, we can bridge the gap with the red hats later. We can't. Right now, you see someone struggling because at the end of the day, Donald Trump is still president, and his cabal of sycophants are still in charge of some of the most important systems in this country. Keep an eye out for them. Look out for your neighbor. Look out for each other. The cavalry isn't coming. They've made that very clear. Joe Biden is not going to fix Trumpism. Unfortunately, the broken clock is right twice a day, and so are the Trumpers sometimes. And the fact is, Joe Biden has had almost half a century to fix the problems of this country, and he's barely budged. So, no, we can't rely on him. We can't rely on Kamala Harris. We can't rely on Nancy Pelosi or any of them. Just as much as we can't rely on Donald Trump to make America great again. Because at the end of the day, this is a systemic thing. And the best way to form a new system is from the ground up. Let's build a new system. Let's start with looking out for one another. That's how you defeat Trumpism. You can't vote out an ideology. You can't vote out a system that's existed for 240 years. I guess the point that I'm trying to make with all of this is A, Donald Trump is pathetic. B, Donald Trump's most ardent supporters are just as pathetic. C, the 7 million people who voted for Donald Trump, of them, about 11,000 or so are still loyal. The rest of them have folded their flags and gone home. Just because we won, and I use that term very, very generously, doesn't mean that we get to fold our flag and go home. The work begins. Y'all have a good one. And yeah,